Good evening. I'll call the August 21st, 2023 Board of Safety meeting to order. Stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chief Flores, would you call the roll, please?
Sure. Randy Palmatier is absent. Ron Sweats.
Here.
Brian Daniel.
Present.
Ray Paradiso.
Here.
Pat Moran.
Here.
Myself, Chief Flores. Chief Leduc.
Here.
Mike Schilling is absent. Attorney Decker.
Here.
And Town Manager Wizawati is absent.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll go. First item is approval of the minutes from the July 17th meeting. I'd like a motion
I'll make
for
a
that.
motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, so the motion was made by Ray Paradiso and seconded by Scott Sweats. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Monthly reports. Fire Chief, you're up.
The July, I apologize, 2023 EMS activity report. Total patient contacts, 125. Of those 125, 73 were transported to ALS 1. 1 was transported to ALS 2. 20 were transported to BLS. 62 of those patients were residents. 32 were non-residents. Most of the patients, so 42 went to Dyer. 38 went to Crown Point, and our next closest was Munster Community of 12. Monies generated $107,077. Monies received $63,437.38. In regards to fire calls, we had a total of 173 calls. 9 were in our contracted area with the township. 12 were mutual aid, and the rest were all in the corporate boundaries of the town.
Thanks, Chief. Chief Flores.
Okay, from July 1st, 2023 through July 31st, 2023, the members of the St. John Police Department logged 21,119 miles, responded to 567 law incidents. The investigation of these incidents led to 30 arrests with 66 charges being filed. There were a total of 227 traffic citations issued, along with 370 written warnings, for a grand total of 597 citations being issued during the month. Vehicle thefts totaled 0. Other thefts was 68,933. Recovered property, the total was 1,118. Just to kind of give you a little bit of info on that theft, that 68,000, almost 60,000 was a sweetheart scam that somebody scammed the lady out of. So she drained pretty much her account, her husband's account, and her sister's account. And that's majority of that total. That's where that came from. Just so you guys are aware.
Probably no leads in that, I imagine.
There is, which they got the feds involved to see if they can do anything with it, because they got search warrants and for the IP addresses and all that, so they're trying to track it down.
Okay. All right, thank you. New business, Fire Department?
So, a little bit over a month ago, I sent I sent the board a list of general orders I was looking to update. We went through as an officer corps inside the fire department, just looking at them, and we had some that had to be updated. The vast majority of them are just updating the date to when we reviewed them, but I do have a list of 21 that I'm looking for approval from this body.
Okay, does anybody have any questions on those? Because I'm gonna add them. I was gonna kind of like read them all at once into the record. Is that okay if I did that?
You may.
Okay.
Yes, you may.
What do you mean by update? Change them?
So if you look at one of the general orders, let's say if we look at General Order 1.08, which is duty to obey lawful and reasonable orders, it says effective date, and underneath it has a review date. I'm just going to write the review date on there.
Okay.
unless a change has been noted to you. So like 1.08 is one of the ones that there's a change that's been noted. But let's say 1.01, there's a 1.01, I just want to write the review date on there.
Everybody okay? Okay, I'm gonna make a motion, and I'll read these one, I'm gonna ask for a motion to accept the chief's GO, orders here. Number 108, duty to obey lawful and reasonable orders. 1.13, line of duty deaths. 1.14, mission values. 2.02 to 2.11, conduct of personnel. 213 to 219, internal investigations. 3.01, training. 3.03, maintaining certifications. 3.04, training, travel, compensation, and use of department equipment and vehicles. 401 to 404, hiring process. 406, promotional process. 407, promotional eligibility list. 408, performance evaluations. 410, employee safety and accident prevention. 412, employee files. 4.13, grievance procedures. 4.22, uniform and professional appearance. 5.09, fire ground rescue reporting. 702, fire EMS ops. 7.24, minimum staffing. 7.32, rehab procedures. And 7.37, critical incident. I'll need a motion to approve all those.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, the motion was made by Scott Swets, second.
I'll second it then.
Seconded by Ray Paradiso. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen, on that. And then the last thing I have is, since we approved the new hiring process, one of the big reasons I wanted to delay the hiring process was the state of Indiana changed the hiring age for firefighters. It's now from 18 to 40, so I want to capture that extra group. Also, in the history of St. John, we've always hired people with some sort of prior experience. I think right up part now, we could open the list up to people with no experience. So that was the general order change to allow that no experience. So I did pass out a proposed hiring process timeline. Again, I know you approved one last month, but I stopped because of these changes. So we would be accepting applications from August 22nd to September 29th. October 9th will be testing and orientation at the Public Safety Building. November 1st will be our officer cadre oral interview. November 8th will be our admin interviews, which include you gentlemen. November 13th and 14th will be the chief's conversation with Chief Gillette and I and the candidate. And then your next meeting, well, not next meeting, but the meeting after this will be November 20th. We'll have the list certification.
So we've already approved the hiring process, so this would not require a motion. It's just information purposes.
Yeah, amended timeline.
Okay. All right.
That's all. Thank you, guys.
Chief Flores.
Okay, just have one item here to kind of give you the backstory on this item on the agenda. This had to do with the school resource officer that was just approved that I brought to the board a couple months back. The council did approve that, and the school resource officer started at Crown Point Christian this past week. So that was Corporal Sam Jacobs. So he's off the road now. So the school is paying 75% of the officer's salary to replace that officer on the road, to hire somebody in to make that replacement. So that whole process was done and approved by the council, and we got that going. So we're looking to replace Corporal Jacobs on the road with hiring a new officer. So with that being said, the next candidate on the list was an officer from Hammond. We did an extensive background check on him, which was just completed. We did the psychological evaluation and his medical exam and all the other steps that are required to be considered as a successful applicant and hiree. That was all done and approved by his doctors and so on and so forth. So I want to ask for approval to extend a conditional offer to that employee pending his acceptance into the state perf. So the only thing we have to do is send a start date down to the perf. That was done this morning. It takes a day or two for them to get back to us. It's a pretty quick turnaround. So we're anticipating his start date of being Monday, August 28th, and his last day in Hammond would be the day before the 27th. So as long as that gets approved, which we don't foresee being any issues at all, we're looking to swear him in that day, and then at your next meeting, have the ceremonial swearing in for him. So I'm looking for approval to extend that conditional offer to him.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Okay, need a motion to approve, to extend a conditional officer employment to applicant 36, rank number 5 from the 2022 eligibility list.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Brian Daniel, second.
I'll second it.
Second by Ray Paradiso, sorry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Welcome. No public comment. I'd like a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Ray Paradiso, second by Brian Daniel.